Hello there, Devotion today. I thought you might be interested to see what our setup looks like at church. If you've been looking at our service, you see this nice, neat little chair and TV. But if you have a look, there's quite a lot of stuff here that we use behind the scenes. It's a bit of fun. But anyway, today's devotion is John chapter 5, and John chapter 5 gets serious. You know, leading up to now, there's been various conversations, various statements, various miracles, but now something happens and it all gets a bit serious. But something to look out for is John chapter 5 through to 10 in Jerusalem. It is a series of festivals or Jewish traditions that are addressed. And each time one of these festivals or traditions is addressed, it's like Jesus is replacing something. He's becoming something in that festival. And today is the Sabbath. Very important to the Jews. And the whole chapter is like a courtroom. It starts with a crime, and the crime was actually a healing. The crime was another one of these signs, and signs are to tell us something significant about Jesus. It starts with a crime, and it's a healing at the pool of Bethesda. Beautiful story, worth reading in and of itself. Jesus picks out one person out of all these sick people, could have healed them all, could have fixed them all. Picks out the one, probably the worst, went to him and brought healing to him. But from the Jewish point of view, it was a crime. Why was it a crime? Because it was on the Sabbath. Not only was Jesus himself working on the Sabbath, which is not allowed, he told the guy to get up his mat and walk. And that it was specifically told, you're not allowed to do that. To do that is working. So he's breaking the Sabbath. So the drama begins with this crime. And in answer to the Jews who were addressing him, Jesus says, well, my Father is always at his work. That's why I'm allowed to work today. So he's gone from working on the Sabbath, that crime, to a much bigger crime, is to say, I'm equal with God. I am God. He's working to this day. I'm working to this day. This is why I'm allowed to do it. So all of a sudden, this courtroom is amping up. Jesus just goes further and further. He makes three claims. He says, yes, number one, I can heal. Number two, I can give life. And number three, I can judge, just like God does. God can bring healing, God can give life, God can judge. Jesus is saying the same thing. And then he calls forth his witnesses. Jewish tradition says you need 2 or 3 witnesses. He calls forth 5. He says, God is my witness, and he talks about that. He says, John the Baptist is my witness. He talks about that. He says, my teaching and miracles are my witness. He talks about that. He says, the scriptures are my witness, and you're looking for them and you're failing to see me. And he says, finally, Moses, who is their revered prophet, he is my witness. This whole courtroom drama is a benefit to us because it tells us so much about who Jesus is. And it gets back to the whole point of John. I want you to know who Jesus is so you may believe in who he is and you may have life in his name. So read John 5, find out more about who Jesus is to you and seek to have more of the life that is in his name. Okay? Bless you.